All summer long, the cattle from the many ranches in the valley stay cool and high in the mountains, grazing and putting on weight. This is part of the national forest. The land is public domain, and the ranchers pay an annual fee for the use of these ranges. Once the drive is over, only a couple of cowboys are left to ride. After the rough, hard work they've done all spring, riding the summer range seems like paradise. The long days roll past slowly, full of sun and space and silence. And after a while, this loneliness and grandeur throws a spell over the cowboy. He too becomes touched with silence and solitude, which gives him an extra air of dignity and a certain timeless quality as well. The work is easy. He puts out salt lick for the cattle, sees that none of them stray too far from the main herd, and keeps a wary eye out for cattle thieves. His adventures are simple, like seeing a deer in the forest. If he wants fish for dinner, he cuts a branch for a rod, catches a grasshopper for bait, and pulls a couple of trout out of some clear, cold mountain stream. Once in a while, he gets out his rifle and takes a shot at a woodchuck, just to keep his hand in for the deer season. Now they ride the Brahma bull. The skin on a Brahma bull is loose and makes him hard to ride. His horns are sharp and he's plenty mean. He'll gore you if he can. Bulldogging. A hazer rides to the right of the bull and keeps him from swerving. He times his fall, grabs both horns, and locks the steer's neck under his right armpit. He has to turn the bull clear over onto his other side. Stopwatches check how long it takes. These bulls may be small, but they weigh plenty, and they can be very obstinate. Getting them off their feet depends on sheer strength. time often runs out just trying to bring them to a halt. Of course, there's plenty of bronc busting. A rider has to stay on for 10 seconds. The bell signals the time. Under the rules, he has to spur the horse out of the chute. These horses don't need any encouragement to buck. They just do it naturally. Contestants are judged on how well they sit the horse, and also how tough the horse is. This year, the horses were plenty tough. One of them, named Babyface, had never been ridden for more than 6 seconds. There were plenty of aching backs that night.
Hang on, Cowboy!
After what I saw out there, you'll never get me on a horse again. A cowboy is a part-time farmer, too. He has to grow hay for the cattle to eat during the winter. As the summer comes to an end, he's out there working the hay stackers. Some of the old-fashioned horsepower stackers still lift their rakes slowly against the sky. But more and more machines are coming onto the landscape and making the cowboy's life easier. The tractor and its multiple uses are revolutionizing this part of the cattle industry. Even so, hay is a major project on the ranch. In the spring, the meadows are soaked with water and the feed crop shoots up fast and high. Then the water is cut off, and the summer heat dries the crop so it can be mowed and stacked. Modern stackers, powered by trucks instead of horses, have cut down a lot of time. But haying is still a long, hot chore, as any cowboy with hay down the back of his neck will tell you. You can tell it's fall when there are haystacks in every field. The boys have ridden fence until every wire is strung taut. High up in the mountains where the cattle are, the leaves are turning and the wind has a touch of ice in it. And now the herds are rounded up and driven down into the valley again. The drumming of hoofs sets long echoes rolling across the mountain passes. Down from the pastures they come, each herd with a different brand on its flanks. The I-Bar from Powder Horn, the Lazy JC from South Beaver Creek, the Crossbar from Upper Tomichi, the JEO from Old Agency, the T-Quarter Circle from Red Mountain, the Bar V7 from Swampy Pass, and the Quarter Circle L out of Gothic. Down, down they come. But this time, their destination is different. Solid with meat, healthy and strong, they are going to be shipped off to the stockyards. This This is the most exciting day of the year for the cowboy. Sweated blood to raise these cattle. He has tended them through snow and mud and dust till his bones ache. And now, after all his work and misery, he's finally going to put them in the cars and see the last of them. He can hardly wait. The last door is pushed shut, and now the cowboy can relax, and so can the owner. This is the payoff. There they go. But nobody will be able to rest for long. Back at the home ranch, the base herd will have to be nursed through the hardest season of all. Well, I came out here to get a story, but it turned out quite a bit different from what I expected. I found that the cowboy isn't the romantic, swashbuckling figure that legend has made him, and I have a sneaking suspicion he never was. He was probably pretty much the same in the old Western days as he is now, but still makes him one of the most rugged characters in the American scene. I said to Gus, "I sure wouldn't trade jobs with you, mister." "Yeah," he said, "there must be some easier way to earn a living. Reckon I'll quit the cattle business and get me a nice soft job back in town." But that's just talk. Next spring, Gus will ride out on the range and look things over, and he'll feel good again. Leave the range? Not Gus. Never in this world. The range is a cowboy's home.
All day on the prairie in the saddle I ride, not even a dog boy to trot by my side. My fire I must kindle with chips gathered round and boil my own coffee without being ground. My fire I must with chips gathered round and boil my own coffee without being